Everyone, welcome to the show. So Santos may have just admitted to his financial crimes. His feelings are hurt because he was called a bunny boiler, and he claims that his shoes were stolen and he was almost assassinated. So here we go. On Tuesday, Santos' team filed a bunch of amended campaign finance reports. In these new filings, they admitted something that we already knew. George Santos did not personally loan his campaign $700,000. That's what his previous filing said. In Santos' previous filing, he checked off the box, which reads, quote, from the candidate. This time, that box wasn't checked off. So they're still claiming that the money came from Santos, but now they're admitting in writing that it didn't come from his personal account. Candidates, though, aren't allowed under campaign finance laws to loan their campaign money unless it came from their personal funds. So unless it was his personal savings, checking account money, or if he went and took out a loan from a bank. Those are the only three scenarios under which it would not be illegal. If it came from a quote unquote company of his, that is illegal. So reporters tried to get an answer from Santos on Wednesday. He got really snarky with them. Then he shut his door in their faces and he said that, I don't file my own reports. You know that. I have people that do that. And then he said that he didn't know what they were talking about. So we'll see what happens with all of that. In the meantime, Santos was caught making a few more fantastic claims. A video has surfaced of a Brazilian podcast. Santos was a guest, and he said on the show that he was the victim of two different crimes. He was trying to talk about crime in America. So he claimed that there was an assassination attempt on his life and that he now has a police escort standing guard at his home in case they come back. And he claims that while he was walking down the street in New York, someone stole his shoes right off of his feet on Fifth Avenue in the middle of New York. He said that he was mugged and the mugger wanted his shoes. So, of course, news outlets have reached out to the authorities. No one seems to be able to confirm his claims about these so-called crimes. Also, the host of that show asked Santos to provide a police report or some sort of evidence to provide, to prove that he allegedly was the victim of these crimes. He never responded. They never heard back from him. And during that interview, Santos also shared his thoughts on immigration. Remember, he's an immigrant. He said, quote, I am assiduously critical of people who want to start their American dream and that journey and want to start it the wrong way. I think like this. The United States was created on immigration. It was created on immigration, on diversity. I strongly encourage people who want to come here to do it, but I also encourage it to be done correctly because I think so. Imagine starting a relationship with a lie or someone doing something wrong, right? Right. Imagine that, you guys. Imagine starting a relationship in which you lie about where you went to school, where you graduated from college, going to college, about where you've worked, I don't know, about your heritage, about your grandparents fleeing the Holocaust, about running an animal charity, about speaking at an economic event, about your mother dying as a result of the 9/11 terrorist attack, about being a wealthy real estate investor, about being a drag queen, about raising money for a dying dog. I mean, imagine starting a relationship off like that. But yeah. It's so horrible that people who are fleeing violence, who are fleeing persecution and the rape and murder of their loved ones dare to try to come to our country without waiting the 5 to 10 years to finally get through our ridiculous immigration system. They're the horrible people. Yeah. Anyway, in another interview that Santos did, this was on a different podcast, he went on and on about how we're killing babies. This is a quote, killing babies out of the womb. And he compared it to slavery. He said that future generations are going to look back on it as barbaric. No, because literally no one is killing babies out of the womb. No, maybe he's talking about his right-wing buddies who walk into schools and stores and slaughter children. Maybe that's who he's talking about, killing babies out of the womb. Then Santos told the listeners and the host that in regard to his congressional win, quote, pigs eat, hogs get slaughtered. So the Democrats acted like hogs, and I acted like a good old farmer, and I slaughtered them. Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we? In the meantime, Santos has apparently been slaughtered by a few words because Republican Senator John Kennedy referred to Santos as, quote, nutty as a fruitcake. And then he also called him a bunny boiler, which was a reference to the psycho stalker in Fatal Attraction, that movie. I have to say, I've never liked Kennedy, and God knows, he is dumber than a hollowed out stump. But the bunny boiler comment was pretty good. It did make me laugh. So anyway, Santos got his little feelings hurt. When he found out, he said, quote, language like that is hurtful and divisive and has no place in Congress. Neither do you, Boy George. And yet here we are. The good news is that based on a new Siena College poll, 59% of registered voters in New York want Santos to resign. And that included a lot of Republicans. In fact, nearly half of the Republican voters that were surveyed said that they want Santos gone. But as I've said before, Santos isn't going anywhere. He knows while he's in Congress, he has a level of protection that the rest of us don't have, especially since the Republicans have such a tiny majority in the House. So we'll see where this goes. I'll let you guys know when I hear more. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate. Please become a monthly supporter if you possibly can. Love you guys. Take care, and I'll talk with you soon.